Alright guys, welcome to No Young No Auld. Start off with our usual to our sponsors.
Yep.
First of all, Portnoy Cars. Get your used cars from them. Go. And we had Coco Nails and Beauty. That's their name officially changed to beauty.gal24x, I think.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know, it's a weird one. But you will find it on our Instagram, the No Young No Auld page. So yeah, you ready to start, Craig?
Also graphics.
Oh, aye. Graphics by Kels. They've done our new t-shirts. We're hoping to wear them today, but
Get them next time.
can't see it, get them next time. But yeah, Graphics by Kel's got all your personalised t-shirts made. They've also got new rain jackets that look really good for your dog walking and stuff like that.
They're like
so
down
they'll
to
be
here.
good.
They look
Aye.
cracking.
They're like big parkers. They go
might
the way
get
down. Generally, it's for football and that as well. They say it for football mums. Yeah, so you ready to get started?
Yep, let's get it going.
Yeah, so today we have a very special guest, Holly. Welcome, Holly.
Hello, thanks for having me.
You looking forward to this now?
Bit nervous, but I'll be fine.
We keep saying it. It's probably it's like a disclaimer part of every podcast that you forget about everything after 2 minutes.
And it's dead chilled. It's dead. It's nice.
I know.
Aye,
You've
you
nice
put
and
the fire on
Wee
and
fire
everything
on.
just to keep it nice and warm for us all.
I noticed in the last podcast with Kieran, I put on the Highlands of Scotland, but it seems whenever it gets like a bright sky, it just brights up the room.
Plus, I kept seeing myself
fire's
looking.
cool.
I know,
It
you
is,
end
it's
up
cosy.
watching
You
it.
end up watching it because when we had Cole and Rowan on the kids, Cole was just too busy watching that. He kept forgetting I had to say to him, fucking
Move.
talk.
Aye, start talking.
And then I was doing it last week. I could see myself going, oh, I'm sure we didn't done a ghost hunt there.
I
no,
just
no.
said that to you, so stop fucking watching
I know.
telly.
My big telly in my living room does that, but it changes for like scene to scene in your day. So
you
I
start-
watch it like that.
I did that
Every
as the
time.
Amazon Fire Stick. That's what I did, the Amazon Fire Stick. When I looks dead nice here and it shows you behind
Speaking
you.
back,
I
do you remember
know.
old DVD players where they had to get the DVD, it bounced about and it changed colours?
Aye.
Right? You know what used to do my head in? I don't know if it was my telly, but the DVD would go past it. So when it bounced right off the
I
edge of
got
the
you.
DVD, and I used to
It's like an
send
OCD
me,
thing.
used to send me do that. I'm like, fucking turn that off.
Aye.
Aye, so the reason why we've got Holly on today is mainly regarding sobriety.
Sobriety.
It's a big word for me. We
I
don't
know.
usually do
We
big words
don't
in
do
here.
big words in this one.
But yours is a very important thing, side of sobriety, because you weren't like somebody that was waking up every morning needing to drink.
Yeah,
and
the
going-
stereotype.
Aye,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks like somebody who's got an alcohol problem has to be.
Yeah.
You were more like kind of. Would you say binge drinker, or would you?
I would say binge drinker, and I would say
It was like taking.
now, like living in sobriety, I have learned that if when you take a drink, the drink is in control of you, then you've got a problem. Whether that be 1 day a week, 2 day a week, 3 day a week, 7 days a
Yeah.
week, if that drink is in control of you and you can't put that down, then you're probably in trouble.
Aye, definitely. And it's to say it might not affect what you're doing then and there, but it's the ricochet of drinking, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And I think it's still wild that, like we've said this loads of times, you can buy this stuff in a shop.
It's,
and
do you know, I've said this a million times,
wild.
but people say to me, but normal drinkers can have just one.
Aye,
And then-
but it's.
But I
it's-
agree with you, I'm like, that's so ready, available.
But the way
it's
society
everywhere.
works is that society goes with the speed of the slowest person.
Yep.
So if there's people out there that have got an addiction to to alcohol, then surely that should be the kind
Yep.
of key part of it.
Yeah.
And make it not. Do you know? I'm not saying it should all be locked up and took away, but it's just-
Definitely, it's
It needs to be more that
well,
we
what
do.
they're doing now is raising the prices. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
yeah.
But that's only in Scotland.
Is it just Scotland? Aye.
Scotland have got the...
That would never stop.
Aye.
Aye,
I was
aye,
going to
aye.
say,
Do you
know what I
give
mean?
it, like Scotland's one of those, because we've got our own drinking tax, that's the problem we've got.
Aye.
So Scotland's the raise, we've got sugar tax and alcohol tax, it's only Scotland. So in England they're still dealing with this.
Aye.
And I think,
They close at 10 or something though, don't they?
no,
Something. Oh no, they don't.
they
They're
don't,
the opposite.
they're the opposite.
They're
So
24/7.
I went down to see my friend
didn't you?
Martin.
Aye.
The aye.
Aye, they're all the
Put
time.
ideas into it.
I didn't
Aye.
know that. I thought everywhere was 10 o'clock.
No, it's
theirs-
just
I knew it was something.
Scotland's
We're
only 10 o'clock, but in England it's like you can get it whenever.
24 hours in
Aye.
a garage and all that.
So like me and
I know.
Martin,
I've always said that. Why are you getting bevy in a petrol station?
because it's one of the places people drive and pull in.
Well,
Aye.
we used to go out in Paisley, right? And years ago, and we used to walk back to Renfrew. And I remember one time I walked into the Tesco garage, absolutely steaming. Know what I mean?
I know the
Sitting
one
there-
you mean.
Sitting there fucking swallowing away, buying a bag of pure shit.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, any petrol? And I pure turned around and went, why the fuck am I paying for fuel? And he just shrugged his shoulders. And I was like, right, okay, here's my stuff.
Aye.
They'll sell
I'm
it
out
to
here.
anybody.
But I think the alcohol age thing, I think that needs to change. I don't think there is. I think there's a lot of information out there for people,
Yeah.
but I just don't think it's shown as much.
And another thing we found growing up, it was like a cool thing.
Yeah.
Aye, it was cool.
But
to
I
do
was
your
drinking
foot-
at a
it
young
was.
age because
I never did though.
you never did. You were 18.
My first drink was I was 18.
I was
18.
12.
I was 13.
I was young.
Aye.
13, it was I think
Aye,
it depended on
12,
who you
13.
hung about with. I was
I
hanging
was a
about with the wee
gleb.
dicks, so
I was a.
aye.
They called it a gleb.
Aye,
So I
good
was.
glebs.
I was
Aye,
out
he
in the
was-
forest with like
Aye.
a 3-bomb of Frosty Jacks and
Mine's was Pulse.
was it?
Mine's used to be the Pulse,
my
and then we'd split a bottle of Mad Dog. Me and my pal would
Aye,
split a bottle of
I
Mad Dog and
remember
a
it.
bottle of Pulse.
Aye.
There was all sorts of, but then like you said, I remember like going to parties and staying up for 3 days. There was a point in my life where that was cool, and that
Yeah.
was my story before kids. Like booking, like big hussies, no hussies. What am I trying to say? Like a thing in Glasgow, an apartment in Glasgow. I remember booking that a few times with like loads of pals, and it was purely just to go and get out our faces. Aye.
You just think that was the normality of it.
See, thinking of that now, it gives me the fear.
Like, see when you've
Gives me
got
the
kids,
fear.
it's a big, see when I think about the stuff I used to do, and I'm going, nah.
Plus, it's the dangers as well. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even guys is just as much, but women even more. Like, because you're out of control, don't know what's going
Aye.
on. Mate, nobody knows. And then,
Yeah.
like my partner, she works for Police Scotland. She used to deal with people that got themselves into bad
Yeah.
situations, and then see me saying that, going, "Oh, women like don't drink, or you'll get yourself put in that situation." That doesn't excuse the people that do
Yeah,
stuff like
that's
that,
it.
but it's like
Yeah.
there's a risk involved somewhere. Take that risk
yeah.
away.
I think it is, as you said, it's a cool thing to do. And I see even now today, I see the kids in my area
Yeah.
doing it as if it's still. I see them now
Yeah.
vaping as well,
That's I was just about to
and
say
I'm
that.
going to
I
go
know.
like as if it's a cool thing. Because we grew up. I don't know, you're a few years younger than us, but we grew
I'm
up.
29
You're
now.
29, aren't you?
30 in a month.
30 and thing me. I don't know. We like smoking was disgusting to us when we grew up. It was pure JK.
Aye.
People were smoking weed and then hash, like the proper,
Aye, I
the proper
remember
Dubai
that being
chocolate.
quite popular.
The proper Dubai chocolate. They were. That's what they were taking. They were doing that. That was the original kind of. That was kind of quite cool for your kind of smokers. And then obviously you had the people like me. It was thinking it was cool to drink, but smoking wasn't a thing. There's new. I'm starting to
was
see a
for
lot
me.
of vape. Was it for you?
It was for me.
Aye.
Aye, I was just in everything. I've got a very addictive personality, so I think, like we were talking about when we come in, like the charity shopping and all that, it's like I get a buzz from.
Yeah.
I'm not a major like charity shop person or like cardboard stuff, but see when you do get a wee bargain,
A wee bargain.
it's brilliant.
Aye,
Know
it's
what
good.
I mean?
Ah, That's became like now
Your
my
addiction,
my coping.
that and probably.
And I'm not harming MD. I'm not harming myself, and I'm getting to charity. So I think I'm no.
Plus, it goes in circles. I think with charity stuff because you bought it from a charity shop, you feel that when you're done with it, you
Yeah.
can either put it on like vintage
Vintage?
charity shops or whatever.
Aye, so you're recycling.
Recycling. It's kind of recycling. Aye, 'cause
That's
you do.
how I see
Whereas
it.
if you spent like 180 quid in a jumper,
Yeah.
you'd rather see get fucking
You
moth
wouldn't
eaten in your
get-
cupboard.
Yeah, yeah,
Know what I mean?
definitely.
But well, like, what would you say? Like, so I've always found this, like, because I learnt quite a lot about Andy that was on here before. Because I've known Andy since I was 16, and there's a bit of information he told me in this podcast that I didn't know about him. That his dad passed away when he was 13 through alcohol. And I've always found that people that with these addictive personalities or things going on, and like, is there something that happened to you? Would something happen to you when you were younger? Or would you say you had a kind of textbok?
Or was it just basically because you grew up in that
society.
situation where the young ones were out drinking and you thought it was popular?
Do you know, see when I was growing up and drinking and being in amongst all these parties and these apartments and stuff like that, I remember always no knowing when to stop, but my pals did.
Aye.
And I used to always think, why can I not do that?
Aye.
Why do I need to take it? Why am I the last one
Aye.
standing
Yeah.
and
Aye.
could still go? So growing up, I always kind of knew there was just something
There's something there.
different, something that wasn't the same.
Aye, it was like,
And
Yeah.
it was the ism
aye.
and alcoholism. It was the just couldn't get enough of it. Couldn't get enough of the stuff.
Aye, it is, and it is people's. It's all in the brain. I mean, it is
Yeah.
all on the mind.
I've always said, see, when it comes to like alcoholism or partying, because I used to party, did you have so many different friend groups to the point? Because I used to have like, I could hang about with you at the weekends, and it'd be like puzzle at a certain through the week.
Yeah.
It'd be this person through the week. Did you
Yeah.
find that?
Yes.
So there's always was somebody you could go, just get with them and get pissed.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
the thing I've realised
Yeah.
that there's always, and if you're one of the people, like at that time I couldn't say no. I always liked to drink. And you wouldn't say no, she always had a reason to drink, but I'm out with them tonight. It's no them, so it's
Life
different.
became like waiting for the party though. That was what it was like growing
Aye,
up. It was
working for
kind
it.
of like, day what I had today, Monday to it used to be a Thursday it started, if you remember.
Thursday, Furies.
Thursday.
That's
I
what,
student
Aye,
nights
so it
and
was
all
a
that, aye.
Thursday.
aye.
And then it would just, sometimes it would carry on. You'd be in hoosies for crack
I know
dens.
it. That's what I say. I never
Honestly.
had that. Like you
Have you
did
not?
have it.
I had
I
that.
never
He
did.
used to have to pick me up
So-
because
Really?
I was
So
that bad.
I'll
I was
prob-
in Fiji in my house parties, and he used to have to come in.
Probably been in the
I
same
probably,
one.
aye, probably. Aye, so you.
Johnny's probably underneath the pile of coats.
Aye, I'm probably there going, what the fuck's happening here, panicking.
I was quite lucky. Like, so my sister started going with her, it's her husband now, so she's been with him since she was like 16. But he was older. He was like 19, 20. So he brought something into my house that I never had, because obviously, like I was saying about my dad. And he was like the cool guy. He was cool
Yeah.
and all that. And he liked, he wasn't out drinking and stuff. He liked
Yeah.
playing video games, and he was into his cars and this,
Yeah.
that, and the other. So I think I latched onto him instead
That was
of
like a
latching.
role model.
Aye, so
for
I
you.
latched onto him more than that lifestyle, because everybody round about me done it. Know what
Yeah.
I mean, it was only maybe me and maybe two other people in my street that went big on it, and I think he kept me in. Know what I mean, we'd spend like Friday nights ordering a takeaway, playing like Resident Evil and all that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be playing it, I'd just be watching them. Know what I mean, and
Yeah.
having a good carry on. So I think he draw me away from it. And
A lot of people do say that you're kind of, it's in you. If it's in you, it's
aye,
in
aye,
you.
aye.
And if
It's the devil.
it is the devil,
I always
do you know?
said that, like people with addictions, and there was a quote, I can't remember who said it, going like that. It's when the devil starts ignoring you.
Yeah.
That's when you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Because he's got all, they're doing what I want them to do, they're making an arse of
Yeah.
it. It's when they start calling for
Yeah.
you again, the devil starts talking to you again, that's when
But
you
that
know.
that wee thing. So when you are an alcoholic or an addict, you've always got the devil sitting there waiting, because it wants you to. I mean, you'll probably see I'm quite a positive, outgoing
Yeah.
person, and I like to. I think because I've been to hell, I wake up every morning, I take a breath, and I'm so grateful that I'm no feeling or I'm no at that place that I was at, because the only way I can describe that place is hell.
Yeah.
It was total hell. It was torture. It was horrible, like horrible. But what I couldn't understand was I would feel like that, and then the next day I would say, right, that's it now. Then I'd be drinking again at night. It would all, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So I need to always make sure that this side's
Guys.
screaming and cheering me on
Aye.
more than this side trying to.
I've
lure
always
me
felt
back
like
in.
that. I've always felt there's some people, like myself, there's always a demon at the back of your head,
Yeah.
and you're always trying to
As
push
long
that
as there's
demon
still-
away.
Yeah.
Dang it, like they say, like you don't want to get rid of that demon though.
No.
Because that's when you get too lazy with what you're
Yeah.
doing with yourself. You're
Yeah.
making yourself better.
Yeah.
So having them there chatting at you, wanting
Yeah.
to draw you back
I'm
in,
just like,
aye, it needs to keep you strong. Because I think if you go on life and everything's all rosy, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you see these people go through life that, as I was watching a telly again, go through life not experiencing things. Going, I've always seen people that I'm going, see when something happens to you,
Yeah.
it's going to be major.
Yeah.
Because you've not been prepped for
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean, whereas that wee devil on your shoulders keeping you on your toes the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And it's super important. I think it's when he
Yeah.
stops talking to you, that's when you've got a
that's
problem.
it.
Because it makes you
Definitely.
stronger, I think. Because we know people that something silly's happened to them, and the next thing they're pure, oh, I hate my life. I'm like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But like, if you mean you looked at somebody for the aspect of saying, this has happened, I'm pure thing, mate, and then we've been to hell, you'd be look
Yeah.
at it and go, that's no nothing. You need
No,
to
no,
kind
that
of
bad.
look
Aye,
at the positive here.
definitely.
But
I
think-
get asked all the time, how do you? Like, how do you wake up? I'm like, I don't know. It just, I choose to be happy. I choose to be positive. I choose to smile, and I choose to help people.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Aye. Life is choices. Everybody's
It
got
is.
a choice. That's when
Yeah.
you see when people make bad choices. And so my sons, I get a big, see when we go out for something to eat, and we're like,
Yeah.
I think last time was in the West End of Glasgow, went to somewhere, I think it's like a French restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a homeless guy in the corner. My wee boy gets pure upset, going, oh, why does he stay outside? And
he's an empath.
And
That's-
I'm like, Ron, it's like, sadly in this life, we all
that's-
have choices, and these people have made choices. It's the same choices I like. We never grew up in a nice area to sit there
Yeah.
and go, oh,
Yeah.
we got a good upbringing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of first generation of kind of getting out
That-
that thing,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
world. It says these people are making choices, Ron.
Yeah.
It says, and life's all about teaching you how to make the right choices. So even me saying that, he still gets upset seeing people like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just his
His nature.
character, his nature. But when regarding like you making choices, when did you say you made your choice, your first choice going, do you know what,
when
this-
Get sober.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when did you realise, like, I would say your last step where you went, I went too far here?
I went on for a wee while. So when I was 26, me and Craig were together. We had Theo and Zach. Sorry if it's a bit messed
Oh,
up.
no.
No.
So with Theo and Zach at this point, Craig's drinking and my drinking were totally different.
Aye.
So Craig could go like a month and no touch a drink. When he did, it was off the scale.
Yeah.
And he'll not mind me saying. Sorry,
Aye,
Craig. He'll not mind me saying. It was off the scale. Didn't know where he was. Like that's how life was with Craig when I was pregnant. So when I was pregnant, I was going through that. You can imagine the kind of things that you get
Yeah.
up to. And so I sat in self-pity, I think, and I just thought, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? And then before that, like I'd went to Iron and something quite tragic happened to me then because I was drunk. I was drinking, and I never spoke about it. I just kept drinking to try and forget it.
Forget it.
It's a
I
downward
just
spiral.
never ever brought it up. It was just kind of like, right, that's happened, cool. Blocker, drink. And it was like for me, see, even before I had even drank the drink, see, even the mental obsession of just having it in the glass.
Aye.
It was like
Just
a relaxing situation.
A pure instant, right, okay.
As if all this stuff in your head kinda
Yeah.
fucked off.
Putting the drink down was the easy part. It's new dealing with
What's inside your head?
what's inside my head, living life in life's terms, like how do I deal with situations that baffle me, like what do I do? And that's why I go to the fellowship that I go to, and it's really taught me.
It's super strong, that. I hear
It's
things all the
honest
time.
to God, I mean, the result of taking the steps is a spiritual,
Kind
you
of
know what I
awakening
mean,
type thing.
experience, awakening
Because you were
experience.
talking before podcast how you get people on your TikTok thinking you're kidding on.
Aye.
You're pretending to be
I'm
like,
pretending.
aye, which is well again, like the story doesn't have to be, oh, you wake up, you're a pure mess, you're
That's
getting
it.
pissed every day.
I
and-
didn't wake up one day
Aye.
and be like that, right, I'm an alcoholic.
Aye.
I couldn't admit it. Your first step is saying, one, I'm powerless over alcohol. Remember
Yeah.
I said about the drink?
Yep.
I didn't just go to these meetings and I couldn't admit it for years.
Aye.
Couldn't admit it to myself. It's all about
it's-
acceptance, accepting what you are and who you are, and then moving forward. So when I was 26, I just wasn't ready, and I had went to the meetings, and there was older people there, and I'm like, I'm too
young.
That was the devil
Aye.
The devil,
telling me
Andy,
you're too young.
Andy was the same. He's like, I'm not going to them. It's all Jesus and all that.
Aye.
And going, well, that's the devil talking
That's
to him.
the
Think,
devil.
You don't need to go there,
See
son. Away you
anything
go.
negative.
Aye.
This is just what I believe. Anything negative or anything trying to trip me up, I think it's the ism that's in me. That's if I keep letting that win, then I'm going to end up drinking,
Yeah.
and I've got too much to lose.
Oh, aye, aye,
that's
big
it.
time.
Like big time. I have got too much to lose. I've been in 2 sober holidays now, me and
I
Craig.
know, I've seen that. I'm saying that's where I found you seen because you were on that one there. I think, were you in Turkey?
Egypt,
that's what it was.
that one, Turkey before.
Aye, and it was the one video I seen was the one that you can't get in the morning. You're appreciating life, the fact that here you were, like you were with your kids, you were your partner, and I said that to you. It is really easy to keep going through life and not taking that step back.
Yeah.
And I feel like because you've done all that, like you're probably taking that step back every day and
Yeah.
appreciating everything that's shown about you.
Yeah.
And as people like myself, I get all worked up with the pettiest of wee things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I think it's important to talk to people like yourself and
Definitely.
that it's. I mean, alcoholism, like people, it's like a taboo thing.
Yeah.
Like it's something that Jakey should have. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Aye.
And
No,
they
you're
feel that if
totally
you
right.
admit you're an alcoholic, or you're a Jake ball,
Yeah.
you're a bad person, you're bad everything.
I
But
still get though, you don't look like one, and I'm like, what does one look like?
And that's it.
Andy
They
got
don't-
that as
There's
well.
me.
Andy got that as well. Oh, doesn't he
Aye.
look like a junkie?
And you're like,
And you're like,
what does what I look like?
Because I
Can I draw
think
you one?
we've always said this. I think when people hear the word junkie, they think of heroin, and it's no.
Aye.
I've generally said I know people that are coke junkies who can't have a drink without it. They're
Yeah.
on it 24/7, and they basically just deny it. But you're
Yeah.
talking about, look at me.
It kind of goes hand in hand now.
Yeah, I've said
Innit?
that. We've spoke about this. Young people nowadays. I've spoke to some
Scares
young
me as a
people.
parent.
Sound
Oh,
like a pure
aye.
creep there saying that. I've spoke to some young people, but I
getting
can.
to that
But
playing
basically, they're saying like at that age now, they're all still doing it at like 17, 18. It's all coke now. Whereas when I was younger, it was all ecstasy. People were
What
popping a
was it
pill.
when it was MCAT? Do you remember that?
MCAT, Bubbles as well.
Bubbles.
Bubbles, I used to hear all that.
Bubbles, I remember
Bubbles.
See, I was in the scene of all that as well.
Aye. So it was a case of that was thing, but now it's coke
See,
for
the
the young
thought of
ones.
it, actually.
But the wild thing is like, see when you see young, like 18, 19-year-olds smoking, taking drugs and going, well,
You feel like going up to them, don't
well,
you?
you
And
go,
going,
right, well,
stop it.
you people know now
Know what the
it's doing.
situation
I mean,
is.
like our parents smoking and drinking at 11 and 12. Back
Stop
then,
us for smoking,
it was-
basically.
aye, well, back then it was fucking healthy. I mean, it was a good thing
They
to
were
do.
putting on adverts and all
Aye,
that.
that smoking was good for your heart. That's
Do you know, I would love to like
Weight loss?
one day go into like a school and be like a speaker or something.
Well, that's easy. That's what,
It's easily
And
done.
this kind of thing just gets the message out there that like, if anybody is struggling with, see if you're even thinking, oh, I'm in trouble here,
aye.
the chances are, you probably are. And get.
We
like,
probably
taken
could
a
do that
beating.
because
think-
something weird. I'm getting an idea that I'm going to do a documentary. So
And I,
speak to you
I
after
think
about doing
especially
that.
with,
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
with kids being about going, kids. I think kids are a good anchor. Sometimes they're good in bad way, but because they give you the guilt. You know what I mean? There's still
Yeah.
that guilt comes with having kids because you feel like you're doing them wrong. You're doing this.
So see the drinking thing,
Aye.
that's what they say, like it's the see waking up every morning with guilt, shame
Aye.
and remorse.
Aye.
I wake up and I don't feel any of the things
Aye.
because
Aye.
I do all the right things.
Aye.
How do you
You know?
feel about being with others that are drinking? Though, do you
All
do
right.
that? Are you
Aye.
alright with that?
Aye.
Because I
It's
know
not my
some
fault.
people are.
Right, get the cans out, John.
I'll be
No,
honest
but
with you, I did
do you
come
know-
in and clean this morning because of that.
I remember I went to, it was no long ago, a few months ago, me, my dad, his girlfriend and the kids went to like a caravan park on a wee holiday.
Love caravan parks.
So they
They're
are, they're
amazing.
brilliant, aren't
Aye,
they?
It's
The
purely
waves-
just
it is.
nostalgic, I think.
I love them, man.
But I
don't-
said to them, I said to them, do you like what do you want to drink? And he was like, you sure? And I'm like, aye, just because I don't drink, I can't
Aye,
drink,
aye.
doesn't mean
I
that
quite,
yous can't.
the power's away from you. The,
No, the power's
alcohol.
away. It's as I said, the easiest part is putting down the drink. It's now trying to figure out this in here and this wee
It's just moving
thing
your
that
energy to
keeps-
something else.
definitely.
And then I panicked a lot with my dad because I used to think, oh, we couldn't invite him out to things, couldn't do nothing with him
Yeah.
because we're like, I had a word with him and it was our wedding in March and I was like, making sure it was alcohol free stuff because he's big on the alcohol free thing. His is all about routine. So he needs to have something to hold. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And he enjoys it. We panicked when he started doing it, going, one day he's just going to go, fuck it, he's a normal one.
See, that happened to me when when I was 26. You probably see I'll start talking about something then we'll
Aye,
do
but
that.
No, it's
Aye,
fine.
aye,
Well,
aye,
you
I
say
don't
that
know.
anyway.
But it's just, my storytelling is to kind of spark something in you to think.
Yeah.
But when I panicked with him at zero, but then we realised that he didn't miss the alcohol, he just missed that wee routine.
The wee,
He missed his routine because my dad would be his vodka and coke and a can of Tennent's.
Yeah.
That can of Tennent's would last
That
him
was
all
his
night,
thing.
but he'd have like fucking 20 vodka cokes.
Aye.
Whereas he just has his wee routine with his wee Copperberg
Yeah.
Zero. He would never even take like a 0.1 just in the off chance.
People don't even use mouthwash.
Aye,
that
aye,
have
aye.
I have
got
seen that.
alcohol
That's
in it.
quite.
Well, you
Or-
get the injections now or the tablets where they, like if you drink alcohol it makes you sick, so you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
drink mouthwash, it goes straight for you.
Is that what your dad takes?
No, my dad,
No.
do you know what my dad's he was only in like a tablet form stuff to help with the kind of
The
shakes.
shakes.
Because he was everyday drinking. He
Yeah.
was your stereotypical alcoholic. Just
Right.
that he looked like one. He was rough.
He was
and he was
rough.
drinking. I think he weighed
Yeah.
like 8 stone at the end,
Really?
and he's the same size as me.
He's
know what I
a bit
mean?
taller than you, I'd say.
Aye,
with that.
That-
And you've got a good relationship.
Aye,
that
brand new
just
now.
shows you that could have
Aye.
all been.
Well, he, as I
Through-
say, I spoke about he's in my speech at my wedding and stuff. Going, he made a choice that day when he came out.
Oh,
You know what I mean? To be here and do this and do that, and and that people don't realise that what your decisions are now. You know what I mean? Your kids are going to like
Thank-
thank
Aye.
you for that for the rest
and
of
it
your
shows
life.
them a good role model.
But
Like
that's it.
my mate, like I want to show them that like you can whatever you put your mind to, you will
Because
do
if
it.
let's say you're just this perfect person, right? Going,
I know.
you're not showing anybody, your kids, anything because
Yeah.
it's like you're just growing up. They're just seeing you as this person. It's just easy goes.
Yeah.
Everything's been good for
Yeah.
them, and there's no strength built from that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, see people have that easy life. They don't build strength.
Yeah.
They don't build character.
Yeah,
It's like
You've-
they said
aye,
that
totally.
Jordan Peterson said about men. You know what I mean, men should be dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
but have the control to not be, which shows strength. You know what I mean? I could fucking kill you two the now, but
Don't say that.
but like
No,
I have that like thing that but you don't. So
Yeah.
it shows strength. Like
Yeah.
a weak person choosing to be weak isn't strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If do you
And
get
it's
what I mean?
important that we do teach our kids this. I remember I turned into Theo and because my kids know I don't drink. They don't know that alcoholic and all that, but they know that mum and dad don't drink beer. Because people do ask me sometimes, do you think your kids were affected in any sort of way with your drinking? I would love to say no, but I can't. That wouldn't be me
you wouldn't
being
know.
Yeah.
truthful.
Well, they were quite young at it, because
They
they're quite
were
young,
young.
now. So what
They
age
were
are they now?
young. Theo's 7 and Zach's 5.
Aye, so
But I hid it off of it. So a lot of the carnage with her dad, whatever was happening there, I don't know how I managed, but I managed to hide a lot of it from
Yeah.
them.
But I think that's something you do as a parent. You try not to show
Try
your
not to
kids.
show. Dad's at work.
Yeah.
Dad's away. Dad's, do you know what I mean? But like when I talked to them about like what you were just saying there about, I remember I said to Theo, like, nobody's perfect. And he turned around and he went, what, not even me?
aye,
Because I'm like, no, you're perfect to me. I said, but as human beings,
aye,
we make errors.
Yeah.
definitely.
Everyone on this earth makes mistakes. It's what we do after the mistake
Aye,
that counts. You need to make mistakes in order to
you
learn.
have to.
Yes,
So don't beat
100%.
yourself up.
Big
And
time.
see, living in the past, I'm a big one for that. What's the point?
I know,
Aye.
it just fucks up your future.
What
doesn't
is
it?
the
You do get
point?
people who live on it, and it's like their day-to-day life, and I think that's half empty. To me,
It's
I
away,
always
it's
say
gone.
half full,
Aye,
half
aye.
empty. That's the half empty
Yeah.
people. I
Yeah.
think they always like to bring themselves down and
Aye.
I
Yeah.
was this. Whereas you're more a positive. You're half full when you speak about it and
No,
stuff
I'm
like
ready
that.
to that fire.
Aye.
See the way
Ready
I
to
talk
rock.
about it, the way
Aye. No,
I
but it's good to put it out there because a lot of people, I do think, when I look on it now, most people are half empty, understand the world right now is like, obviously, drink's easy to get.
Yeah.
Everything's going up in price. Drink's not going up that much. You can see people
I
drinking
think
more.
as well, see a lot of people that are drinking and they see people doing well, they're no well. They're not going to like watching it. So I think that's where a lot of hate stems
Yep.
from.
Yes, 100%.
And it doesn't, the way that I see it is like, just touching on hate, like when people do hate, like I feel for them. I actually
Yeah.
That's
feel,
like because you know they're in a
I know
dark
they're
They're
not
place.
going
well.
through
yeah.
something.
You can't be
And
happy.
especially with addiction, see people like, so my pal Andy, I know I keep referring back just because it's
No,
kind of
it's
relative, but he was a different person. His whole personality changed.
Yeah.
Who he was, he's more, everything changed at the peak of his addiction. So people were judging him on it.
Yeah.
So I said, if you're going to have that view of Andy when he comes out of rehab, he's not going to be any better.
Yeah.
You're going to bring him straight back
Yeah.
down there. Whereas he was stealing off people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like begging. He was doing all
Yeah.
sorts of mad stuff. You know what I mean? Like sneaking in and
Yeah.
stealing people's stuff and that. And that wasn't Andy. You know what I mean? Andy was the kind of life and soul of the party type person. You
Yeah.
have a laugh with 24/7. He had money. He had everything
Yeah.
he needed, but he hit that rock bottom and he just ate.
That's you hit the really, it's the rock bottom.
And
that
you're rock. As I said, I've said this before. Like you're lucky your rock bottom happened so early on.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have dragged your kids and your partner and your family through all sorts of stuff.
See, when the kids were coming through, even the years that, so when I was 26, I went to a fellowship and I tried, I just wasn't ready. And that's just part of my story. I got about 4 or 5 months sober and then I just went away for it. And then that was me. Me and Craig were on, we were off, we were on. It was chaos.
Aye.
Total chaos.
Yeah. So
Like,
did you two come to the agreement together that you were going to stop, or did
One spark the
one
other
spark the other one?
we had a really, saying like a really bad breakup as if that was like our norm, right? And we get back together because there was just something always brought us together. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was, just something always brought me and Craig together.
Supposed to be soulmates, but the devil
We
was
are-
always there.
The devil was always there,
Yes.
and the drink brought out the worst in us. And like, I used to hate Craig. I used to, I can wholeheartedly say that. I resented him for everything he'd done. But then I used to blame him for my drinking.
Aye, that's and then
So it
he
was like the
probably might be
self-pity.
the same. He's bouncing
Do you
Do you
around,
get it?
aye.
Was just a big mess. So, we ended up, we get back together, we were just drinking again, and I was just like to him, I can't do this anymore. Like, I physically can't do it anymore. I don't want to be here. I was taking panic attacks. If it never killed me, I would have killed myself.
Aye,
Yes.
aye.
That's how bad.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And like it's, as I'm saying, it's like trying to get rid of that stereotypical person who's an alcoholic,
Yeah.
like especially in Scotland, like people just assume it's the worst types of people
It's
in the world.
kind of cool to be one.
Aye,
It's cool.
Aye,
That's the
and-
way I see it.
and then now, like with your story, like in like your kind of life you're leading, I think that's probably why you grew so much in TikTok. No, I mean, I think you just
Yeah.
hit 30k there, didn't you? Like,
Yeah,
which
I
is
did.
wild.
Now you're doing your wee
Well,
raffle with £100.
I'm sitting there.
Aye.
I seen that because I reposted it just for people to see.
I'm at like
Aye.
588 or something like that.
Right,
and
well, when I get home,
I'm trying to get.
Because I don't know what to use TikTok. I barely use it.
Aye.
You need to keep posting.
It's up your daily
Aye.
post thing.
But see, to be fair, I've only been doing TikToks. The only thing that I'm on, see, when I got sober, like 10 months ago, I deleted all social media, came off everything,
Aye,
and then made a TikTok, but still.
aye.
Came off everything, and I'm like, right, I want this more than anything. I went back to my meetings, I phoned people that I knew, and I was like, tell me what I need to do here. What do I need to do? I'm desperate. I'm desperate. And then, because I think meetings, when it's no, like, you're amongst very, like, businessmen and women,
Aye,
very
doctors and-
successful
aye.
businessmen and women, doctors, nurses. You're with school teachers. It's no what people
I
think.
know, that's what I'm saying. That's dead.
People remember
stereotypical
like
and still
your
there.
yeah. People
Your
remember
90s
your wee
alkies.
Jake. Aye,
And
Made
see the
teeth and jib
programme
marks.
aye.
that we get to live by. It's incredible.
Aye, it's
I
very
wish
empowering.
everybody had a 12-step programme to live by.
Aye,
I think
and
it would help a lot of people. But
and I think a lot of people probably get problems in life, and then they're realising that alcohol
Yeah.
is probably the stem
The
of it.
main
The
one.
stem,
As
the
much
root,
as even it's just them having a few drinks a night, you're waking up the next
but it'll be
morning.
that wee voice line.
It's like-
It's so good to be in a place where I'm so aware
Aye,
and
aye.
I'm so clued up, and I know,
It's like Andrew Tate says, you're kind of like you've took yourself out the matrix a wee bit.
aye,
You know what I mean? You're kind of
Yeah,
your
I'm
peripheral
like that
vision's
now.
gotten wider.
and I'm just trying to live my best life as best I can and help. I don't know if
But
you
that's
get
what we're
that
saying. You're
That's what I'm
supposed.
saying. I
That's the
think
whole
that's
point,
probably the
helping.
best thing it will be for you is that you're putting that energy into helping people, or,
Yeah.
or even just talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I see you, like you people commenting and you like reply to comments and stuff, and
blows me away. Honestly,
I think if you just keep doing that, like
Keep
that,
doing it.
as much as you're helping them, you're helping yourself.
exactly. I
so-
say that to folk miserable people, but people that are hating. I'm like, go and help somebody.
Aye, it'll help
I said,
you.
go and do something nice for somebody,
That's
because
it.
doing that makes you feel make you feel.
You must get
better.
a lot of messages by like young like people though. Do you get a lot of people kind
a
of?
lot. There's like a lot of messages that go in my inbox that I have put videos out to say, listen, I can't physically.
I was going to say you must get so
Get
many
through.
emails that it's that
There
much.
is some of them, and I can't. I've kind of sat before, because my nature is to
help.
Try and help
to
them.
help and
Assist
try
them.
and help as many people as I can. But you open one, then you read the start, and so I try and know. I try and stay
That
away
rabbit
from them,
hole, aye.
Yeah,
because if I help one and then I'll go, well, I'll need
help the next
to
Aye.
help the
person.
next person, and it's so many people that
It's
are
your
struggling.
message that you need to keep strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The message of like.
It's don't be ashamed.
Aye,
of
aye.
your
That's what I
past,
try to
like,
tell. Like that's what I think that the biggest problem is people are ashamed to say they're an
And they're
like,
fearful, but they're fearful of what other people think.
aye.
I think that's the
Fuck what
norm
other
for
am I allowed to
everything
swear
now.
on here?
Aye, you can swear.
Fuck what other people
Aye.
think.
I always get. My monetization always gets limited anyway. 'Cause I say all sorts, and it just went monetization gets dropped.
Aye.
Swear
I
as
think
much
the
as you
main
want.
reason that people don't want to come forward and say it is because they're fearful.
They are.
They're fearful of what Tom, Dick and Harry are got to say. And do you know what? Fuck what they say.
Aye.
Like, what is it I said the other day? We're a floating rock in the middle of space.
Aye.
Nothing is really that serious.
Yeah,
No.
we've always
Got
said
it.
the four walls. See, it's your four walls.
Aye, that's what matters.
Fuck everybody else.
Even-
Don't
even
even
like-
your own family.
Yeah.
All that matters is that family you've got in your house.
In your house. See if that's all right.
Everything
Aye,
else
aye.
is fine.
Everything else is
Because
fine,
nobody else can bother you.
definitely.
I've always said the other people outside your house aren't paying your bills, are they?
Exactly.
They're not
It's
doing it for
amazing
you.
when you leave your front door. See if you've had like a wee kind of like a bad day in the house. You leave your front door. You're up to here.
Yeah.
You feel stressed. You feel
Yeah.
uptight. You feel all
Yeah.
thingweed. And see, making sure that the four walls are
Yeah.
correct and everything external is just
Definitely.
fucking come at me. You know what I mean? It's no-
Definitely. If
and-
you and yours are all right, people say as well in recovery, like in meetings and stuff like that, they say, how's your house?
Aye.
So you can have like big fancy cars and doing this, and I done this for that. But how's your house?
Aye.
How's your kids? How's your family? That should be like
The main,
what comes
the
your
main,
main
the main
thing.
value in life,
Yeah.
isn't it? Really.
I
Yeah.
think that's what we're here for. Like, obviously I do believe in God. We've spoke about this, and I do think that's what we're here for our kids, and we have to
Definitely.
reproduce.
As I said, I'm not a big God and Jesus believer, but I'm very much on the spiritual side of life. And
so like a higher power.
I feel like
Or something guiding you or
something new's happened to me over the past probably like 6 to 8 months.
Feel it.
And I can, there's something, I don't know, I think I've just realised something in myself. And I mean, I don't believe in like the book and stuff, and because like that's a totally separate thing, but I still believe.
No, but everybody's got their.
Everybody, I feel like everybody's getting pointed.
That's what keeps people away from going to different fellowships for help, because I really do want to touch on that the word God doesn't have to be God up in the sky and we all pray. It's a higher power. It's a higher power of your choice. It could be in people. You could feel it in your kids. You could feel it in trees. You could feel it anywhere. It's no like, come on, holy God. For some people it is.
Yeah.
But it's a God of your own understanding.
I've always found that religion's very powerful for the right people.
Yeah.
When it's in the hands of the wrong people, though, it's obviously, you can see in this world, it's some of the most dangerous thing to have. But like, this is another thing I was going to step on, like with how that you're feeling. Like, I feel right now society is full of like medication and pills and all that sort of stuff. And I think that what you're explaining, what you're feeling, what you get from like the fellowship and stuff, these people are trying to get it out of a bottle.
Yeah, that's
people try to get it off a pill.
Yeah.
And sadly, I think that the more that pills you get, the more subdued and
it's a quick fix. That's what
like
people
I say to you,
for.
people just become zombies.
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
they don't get to, because when my partner, she went on to like an antidepressant and it totally changed her.
I couldn't agree with you more.
It changed
honestly.
her completely, and I'm going, well,
You go with a sore leg.
Aye.
Antidepressant.
Aye. No, just filling you full of pills, and it changed her completely. And go, I kind of calmed her down, but I'm like, well, it's not natural, because you've put something in your body. Same with like when you take like the pill for like birth control. When
me and my mum were talking about this yesterday.
It changes women so much because it's fucking your hormones. So
see that menopause. Remember we were talking about my mum before. She's gone through that. She's 58, so she's got it quite late. Around there. But she's been given. She's totally. My mum's just anything that she can do healing to herself. She'll do it. She's a pure free spirit. She looks like a bit of a hippie. She's like me. She looks like a bit of a hippie. She's dead in tune with the world and all that. And she got to a stage her mental health plummeted that bad that she had to take this estrogen. But she's gone like that. Every single person, this is not what we might be talking about.
No.
Every single person that's in menopause gets flung estrogen, this stuff, and they all get the same dose, and then if it's not enough, they up it. And I just don't. I'm the same as you. I don't agree.
I just think you get tablets for everything nowadays. They've thrown at me left.
When you've got also, you're only like 16 a day or something.
I'm only set, but that's my kidney failure. But I get thrown once for my mental health. I know it, man. I'm like, cool.
No,
if you say so, that's no problem, pal.
See the if like for people that are struggling. The best form of therapy is just speaking about it and just letting it out. Like, it's all right not to be perfect.
But that's what we spoke about there. I think people are wanting the quick fix. Was just talking about speaking about it. It takes a while to get yourself better, whereas these people want it right there.
They want it right there. That's an alcoholic thing as well, very impatient. Let's see if I want something, I want it yesterday. See things in my house, I'm like, Craig, I want it up, the new. And he's like, you're an alky bastard. And
it's like that, like the quick fix thing. Like, so like Andy went from like couldn't see these A meetings and CA meetings.
Couldn't speak.
Now he's more addicted to them because he goes to like 4 a week. And because of like he went with Abbey Care, the rehab place.
I've probably met him.
All right.
I used to go to a meeting. Shouldn't really be talking about that. It was a meeting in Erskine, and Abbey Care used to come along to it.
So he had done that. He was.
You'll need to show me a picture after.
He was in for a summer there, and
I bet you've met him.
Probably, you never know. By the way, but
got him on the video on the TikTok. I'll show you a video you can see.
I bet you've met him.
That's his life now. Know what I mean? He's addicted to the meetings and the storytelling, and
because it is so addictive. You're having a spiritual.
It changes your life,
and it gave him purpose because he's put like Andy's. I think with yourself is you kind of going right. What am I going to do with myself? Know what I mean? Yeah. I feel better going right. Well, where's my path here?
I'm very much like there's so much going on in here. Where I'm like, right, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to, and I want to do all these things. And I'm going to sell all these. Then I'm going to open my. So I'm very like this world.
It's opened
is
up.
opened right
Aye,
up,
aye.
and I can do anything I want
Aye.
except drink.
Aye.
That's
Which
doable.
is, for
That's-
me,
Which is fine.
alcohol's poison. That's what
It's
people-
poison.
It's a poison. It's an actual poison for your body, and
And
that's
see
why
if
you
you
get
just keep
hungover.
it in the day. So I don't think about tomorrow.
Aye.
I don't think about yesterday because that's away. See if I just live. This is how I live my life, right?
Okay, I've got a tattoo like that in my chest.
Really?
Yes.
I learned from yesterday, live for today, hope for
He got
tomorrow.
it when he was like 19 or
But
something.
that is
Aye,
how
aye.
you should be living.
Aye.
You live for today, thinking about your future.
And you learn
don't
from
know
your
how much
past.
you've got left of that.
Aye.
Aye.
You
I know,
don't know.
especially with the way the world's gone now, man.
Exactly.
Well,
you don't know.
I'm open and honest. I see a therapist about obviously my kind of view.
Yeah.
I suffer from anxiety and
Well,
everything through it.
I think you suffer from PTSD.
No, as it's been
personally.
a thing with PTSD from it.
Yeah.
And I live like that now. I don't think about tomorrow. Because for all I know, tomorrow, everything could
comes.
go.
Yeah.
And it could thing
Well,
me.
look, my father-in-law, me and him are making plans to do stuff the next day, and he never seen it. You know
See
what I mean? We had a conversation about what he was like, right, we'll do this tomorrow, do it tomorrow, and I'm like, it's actually made me, like, it's been for past few weeks, month, like, I'm like, he's making plans for tomorrow, and he didn't realise that
Aye.
he wasn't going to make it. Now,
Or like,
Aye.
if people are sitting a moping, I don't mean it bad, but sometimes you do need to be quite blunt.
oh, aye.
Stop moping about.
Aye.
Like somebody
Got up and
died
do
today.
something.
Aye.
Like, there are people
Well, even my wee
dying.
boy asked me that, going, how often do people die? And I just went like that.
Like
That's
that,
all.
straight away.
And you need to
That
be honest.
Constant. It says people just die like that. And he went,
Aye.
so there's somebody in a hospital dying. I'm like, yep, all
Yeah.
over the world.
Every second we speak,
Aye.
there's
But then,
somebody
positive side, every day somebody's getting born.
Born. That's
Somebody's
Exactly.
getting a new
exactly
life, know what I
ready
mean?
to start life.
Ready to
Aye.
start this fucking mental life.
It is
Mental life for
mental,
one.
it is wild, but it's what you make it.
Aye. I generally say that if you've got to be half empty or half full. I
Did you
went,
hear that quote that I said about the flower? Like the flower,
I
if a
listened to
flower
it.
doesn't bloom, do you look at the flower or do you look at the environments around it? Like what's getting put into the flower? So you would look at the sunlight, you
Aye.
would look at how much water it was getting, you would look at everything around it.
don't blame
So
the
what are you
flower.
putting? What's around you? How are you going to grow? That's how I
aye.
see it.
we've always said that way, like me and you. We're positive, so we
Aye,
bounce
people,
off
you
each
can
people
other.
tell
around,
yous are
people
good
around you are
guys.
super important.
Aye.
Yeah.
Because like you do, there's like we've all had negative people in our lives, and
Yeah.
so much, not so much that they're doing anything. It's just that their life, their mentality in life is
It's just-
fucking dragging you down like a
Yeah.
fucking
It does
concrete
drag you.
boots.
Oh, who was it
Does.
we seen? Aunt Middleton. We seen Aunt Middleton.
Aye.
It was all about that positive
Fucking love
people.
Aunt Middleton.
And me and him came out and went, we're cutting name out my life. We're cutting
They
that.
did, aye. Well, aye, yeah,
Because
we're
me
like,
and
get
him were
into
always
it,
dead positive. Like, doesn't matter about my weight or anything. We're always positive. We'll go to the gym this week, mate. Aye, definitely. Always
Aye.
dead positive. And then we came out of that and he's like, you need to cut. And he was explaining it in a way that these people
I
will
went
bring
to
you
that
down.
Anne Middleton thing.
The one
one in
that was at
Glasgow?
the
Aye, the
We
one
were
in
there.
Glasgow.
Aye. So
But it was
basically,
a few years ago.
Aye. So
I went with my brother.
we came out and we're like, cut that person out,
Aye.
cut that person. Because the way he spoke about it, and it's true, they're just, they bring you down.
bring
And
you
I
down.
don't think it's a good way to be. I'd rather be half full. I like to have a laugh. My son
too.
comes in for school, like pure down. I hate school this year. Love school every year.
What
This
time
shame.
was he in again?
primary 6
Oh,
this
he's
year.
at a funny age
So he's
now.
6, 7. So he's up
Aye.
to 7. Every year he's had to make new friends because of the way his
The way they're
schools.
moving it.
Shite
So
that.
My
every
brother,
year.
my brother, my son's in a 2-3 now.
So it's my
Aye, and
boy
he'll make
now.
friends and it'll end up. And it's a
Why
pain in the neck. So he actually hates it this year.
You would think they would move them where they're
They're friends, but they
Friend
don't.
Aye.
So he's coming back and I'm like to him, are you feeling like rubbish? Aye, Dad, I just don't want to dating. Just want to sit on my iPad. I went, is the day done? What do you mean? I went, is the day done? No, I've still got ages for bedtime, right? So why are you going to let that ruin your day?
Aye,
That wee,
aye.
you're done. School's
That wee
finished.
thing. Yeah.
You've got a wee bit of because
Yeah.
he's struggling with maths. I've got him the Carol Vorderman 10-minute maths.
Oh.
So I've got him them
Carol
today at home
Vorderman.
because of the way he is. So I've got him that just to help him out. So we do that with him 10 minutes. I went, that's all you need to do. Have a fun day. Play with your sister. We'll play a game. We'll go to the park.
Yeah.
And I think kids need to realise that as well.
Yeah.
You can have a bad day,
Yeah.
but just turn it into a positive the rest of the day.
Aye.
You could wake up in the morning and stub your toe. Are you going to let your full day ruin because of stubbing your toe?
Probably.
Aye, probably. Aye. I used to, but you used to see what I was like. I used to be when I was going through stuff. At one point, I was very grumpy and very moody with everything.
But you never stayed that way.
No, so I think you need to kind of learn to grow,
Yeah.
and I think that's the problem you've got nowadays.
See, I'm
People on the
addicted
grown.
to growing. Like,
Aye.
I'm addicted now to just
Bettering yourself every
getting
day.
better,
Aye.
getting stronger. I just love it. I just love feeling good. I love putting good food into my body. I like going to the gym. I like being around my kids. I don't harm anybody. I don't do anything wrong. I don't think.
Aye.
I try and do the next right thing, basically, put it that way. I try and do the next right thing. I try and help other alcoholics or other people that are struggling. And really, if I'm doing that and I'm focusing on right now and I'm not thinking of my future, because I don't know how much of that I've got, or the past, then I think I'm going to live an alright life.
Do you, if you ever like, you say you like to help people, there must be people you've tried to help and go, they're not wanting to help really, and I'm wasting my time here. Have you seen that quite a bit?
Aye. It's like you can help, I can guide somebody, I can take their hand, but it has to come from them. I can only show them and be an example and tell them what to do and what I done, but I can't physically do it for them.
Yeah.
They need to really
Plus,
want it.
you always find that, see, when somebody asks you for advice and you gave them it and then they do the opposite, it's really, it brings you down a wee bit again. People used to ask me advice.
See, especially when it comes to alcohol though, and it's somebody that's like really struggling, really you're more worried, I would say. You're worried about what it's a killer. It's a progressive illness. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And I don't want to go back to that ever again.
That's it. I think you always got to look in the positive and always got to hope for the best.
Definitely.
Because there is always something there ready to pull you down, I think. And if you can keep, as you're saying, you've not forgot about it. That's far from it. You bring it up every day. You speak about it every day on TikTok. And it helps others and it keeps you going. Because you will get alcoholics that they'll hit straight back to it because they don't talk about it. They bury it completely.
Men, like, I'm not saying like a female male thing,
it's
but
a men.
Men are just terrible with it because, like, it's a weakness. Not a single man out there wants to be shown as weak. And the minute they show a bit of vulnerability, they get scared that that's what they're going to be tarnished with for the rest of their life, is just this weak person.
That's like you make me greet in here when we were talking about that.
I know.
I've not seen that yet.
Generally, it was an emotional episode that was just me and him catching up, and he spoke about, because I was going to get my surgery and stuff like that for my arm, and his father-in-law passed away, and the two of us were sitting greeting them.
Couple of fucking bubbles.
But then I guess that's showing that, like, it's sort of, see that stigma that men have to be. It is, men have to be in the house and men have to be dead strong. No.
I definitely feel like there's like it's a new world now, and we should show on like vulnerability. Long words in here. We should show that a bit. But again, there's still a wee bit that men should keep for themselves, just so that because if you put, I mean, look at the men of this the new generations, right? Going right, these fuckers are going to start running the world. Know what I mean? So if that's what showing your emotions does to a certain degree, but I do think that it's good for men and men to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like women and men, I don't think as much as I think they don't really can, because I've had people say to my wife about me not working. You know, because of my kidney failure. How do you feel about not working? As if I should be working. And I'm like, because I've got to speak to him about it, because I can get annoyed.
Get right wound up.
And I get right wound up, and he kind of brings me down. But I'm speaking about it, but it's like, he's still not working yet. Do you use no losing money? And she went, no, he's staying.
I
know.
Plus, it's not like you're choosing to be skint.
Plus, but still, it's got nothing to do with.
I know. So that's the thing we speak about, and that's how I say to him. I talk to him.
When I want to go back to work.
I'm like, because I went to accountancy wage to be on benefits. I really prefer that, dropping 4 times less my wage to do thing. And I think that's the whole point. Men can talk to other men when they can. Because he's talking to him, he's like, don't go back to work. You can't go back to work. You know, you end up making yourself. And then you speak to other people and they go, nah. And especially women, they're looking at men. But I think that's the thing. Like, I think other people do. I think the best person to speak to, and you know that's your best, speaking to your partner. I think that's one of the best. Me and the wife weekly do a weekly kind of chat. Anything you want to bring up, I've done anything to piss you right off.
Cool. I like that.
A couple of wee notepads, and I put them.
Do you know what?
I put my scroll and it drops on the flare, and I'm going, you did this, you did that, you were an arsehole here.
You burnt the chicken nuggets.
So I think couples is the best thing, and I think that helps you. I think in today's society, being a couple is really hard because of the way people are. Like, everybody wants to cheat, and like, for instance, Louise sees my DMs. If you're doing this, I've had people slide into my DMs. Oh, hang me, we speak about we're married on it all the time.
I'm getting all these fake accounts on my TikTok now of these like Asian people, right? And I'm going like, fair enough, I'm getting I'm getting refollowed TikTok. I'm going, but they keep messaging me all this fucking mad stuff, and I'm like
I need get some weird ones.
Had to turn off
because me and Craig have been this is the only way I can describe this, because we've been in such a dark place when there was other women involved and there was other things and just mad stuff involved. See now, instead, it's so hard to explain. See, even when Craig was away working and I was at home with the kids, I was a nervous wreck.
Just a pure mess.
Because I'm like, he's going to go out and I'm not going to hear from him
It's
for
pure
days.
self-destructive though, isn't it?
See now,
Aye.
I don't need to talk to him for days on end, and I know he's
brilliant.
alright.
Aye,
Do you get what I mean?
I know.
It's
I
so
remember
when I
had
look back, I'm
Aye.
like that. Like, I actually, and I love being around him. He makes me laugh. I think he's dead funny and great, and he's like my best pal.
But I think that's the thing. You meet your
My
soulmate
wife
and you
never
do
laughs
know.
at my jokes anymore. I need to
That's
fucking...
because you say the same
Shite,
ones
man.
over and over
Fucking
again.
shite, by the way.
But I genuinely enjoy. That sounds weird to, like, if you're meant to enjoy being around, but I never for so many years.
Yeah.
I used to, even when he was sitting beside me, I'd be like, get away, and that was just how it went. It was just cause I was disgusted in me and him.
Yeah.
But no, I just I
Like
speak
you're a
to
couple of wee
people.
butterflies that have just kind of...
Aye, that have just.
Make your cocoons now.
And we're
that's it,
just
life
enjoying
now.
like a pure like being around him. I know that sounds dead weird.
But I used to have an ex years and years ago, and she used to fall out with me because I wasn't jealous about her going out. I
Oh my
used to have
God.
like arguments and that, going, "You don't love me because you're not jealous
don't
of me."
care.
And I'm going, "Well, let's say I do care," and I get myself worked all up, and you do nothing, like nothing happens. Going, I just got myself through all that fizz
that,
for nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, just go do what you want.
Aye, I'm at the stage now. It's like anything goes wrong. Fuck it. It's not the end of the world.
Aye.
Mate, that's
We're
sweet.
only nothing's really that serious.
Aye, it's
That's
no.
how I see it. I love that wee one. We're a floating rock in the middle of space.
Aye,
Nothing. We're all dead minuscule. Who cares,
there'll
man?
just be
That's it.
segments in it, wee bags of
So
blood.
we've been on for quite a while, by the way.
Aye,
We're
mate.
like nearly an hour already.
Really?
That's in the word
It flies
lie.
on you,
So we'll start talking about TikTok then.
Okay.
So you have done amazing in TikTok.
Aye.
And it's all like, I do love your TikTok. So I kind of go on yours, as I said, through my wife and I went to the same school. And I think if you're in the same kind of area.
Actually, my cousin, you used to work in the NHS, didn't you?
Yes.
I saw my cousin Stephanie Kelly. She used to work with you. I think she probably just more knows you than you know her, because obviously.
I was a student,
So was she. So was she.
so that's maybe how I know
Aye,
her.
'cause I brought you up. And she went, "Oh, I used to work with her. Or I worked. I can't
I
remember."
worked
She said.
to, when you're a student, it was mental health. I did mental health nursing. So when you are a student, you're kind of you're
Groups.
all over. Aye, you
Aye.
meet people and then they're away. Then
Aye, that's
Aye.
what it's
So that
like in
all over.
nursing. So you on your TikTok, so I kind of seen yours because same kind of people followed, and then it came onto mine's. Your TikTok, as we spoke about positivity, yours is very and your wee quotes or something, you go, fuck me, that's quite good, by the way. Aye. It's,
Are they good?
Aye.
It's, they are good. See the flower one, like I forgot about it until you mentioned it, it all comes straight back.
It's pure good,
It
that,
is.
innit? Did you see the one with the sand?
Aye, the sand one, because I was brushing
Even
my
I'm
teeth at
watching
the
it, I'm
time.
like, Mum, look,
can't-
that's on it. But that, I don't know if you see, I'm just the same on there
Aye,
as
yeah.
what I'm no, there's nothing, I'm straight down the line, and what you see is what you get. Because people go, you're exactly like that, like the
I
way
know.
that you're on there, I'm like,
Because it's always dead. Because I always assumed, oh, she must have some mad fucking like ring light or something, because everything's just dead bright. And I'm like, and I'm sitting here in my wee dark room going like,
Aye.
fucking.
That's what mine's are like.
It's like, how is she guys? Like, where is she living? She's in Florida or something? Because that's nowhere
on a
else.
different planet.
Aye.
Aye,
Fucking different part of Paisley with the sun shining.
aye, you know.
But are you enjoying TikTok?
I do enjoy TikTok.
Because I think, we're talking about you deleted social media. I get TikTok as social media, but I don't think it's as bad as the other ones where people can comment and you see everything
But I
all the
didn't
time.
mean for this to happen the way it's blew up. This is just,
See, but
It's a
I
natural
think-
positivity, I think. And I
Aye,
think
it's
people
just
are attached to it.
And I think it's because your story is of kind of like I would probably say like most people out there have probably gone down the same path as you, or
and they
have,
go,
or have
oh,
been,
that's like me.
or been on the same path as you.
Yeah.
Because again, it doesn't have to be people that are jaked at their face, and
Yeah.
and then they're having bad days and then watching you having good days, and
Yeah.
you probably watch people on your TikTok that give you it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
I like watching like podcasts and stuff like that, and I like, I seen your story about your kidney failure,
Yeah.
and like that's how I'm like that. God, and he's got a podcast, and doesn't really know that you don't dwell on it. You've had your moment, and you've went, right, this is what I've got. How do I choose to live now?
That's
I
it.
choose for this,
Aye.
and you've got people on, and you're talking to people.
I
And
think
you're-
that's the best way you've got to be, I think, is you're saying TikTok and that. I think you can be positive on it, and I think it's a good positive you are. as I spoke about it before, you get the bad positives. So you'll get people who are ex-alcoholics, people with kidney failure, and it's like begging.
Yeah.
Come on, give me lights, give me gifts, and that they're going lives. Was your live there night there? You gave away bags. Like there's a difference right there. You're doing the £100 one. You're giving back.
I'm giving.
Was
back.
these people are taking? I think, and I think it's a breath of fresh air. You're not taking.
Yeah,
you're giving. You just keep giving and giving.
There was a guy that came up my random TikTok, and he was a shit like cooking. He was a chef, like in a. I don't know. I think it was looked like it was in a boat or something. But he's like, people start sending him stuff, and it's like, stop sending me. I was like, don't.
I think on my live the other night, I was like that. You don't need to send me. Don't need to send me anything.
Mainly because you don't want the tax man touching it.
But then you don't want to be rude, so I don't want to be
know, it's a pure...
You say thank you, but at the same point you're like, Kingley, because we're not at the stage to live yet, because we don't really... I don't know how to work TikTok.
You used to do great on a live.
I'd rather do live, but I don't want to do it for people. We want to do it to educate and hear people. Because as we said, we welcome MD on here, as long as I've got a good story and a nice person. We don't like bad people. We don't like negative.
Don't like bad people.
I don't like bad people.
Nah, because I think that was a good thing, as I said, about your TikTok. I enjoy watching it. Enjoy all the wee quotes and that. I enjoy the fact that you post your family out there. Because I was scared to put the kids on.
Yeah, you do. I still do get hateful comments.
So that I was going to speak about that. So the hateful comments. So we spoke about you get them on the kids one. I don't get that. So how do you react to that? Because me,
I don't react.
Do you not react? Because you're kind of good that way. Because
it's like a thing I call it. Like
you can't see what these people want is a big.
It's like
the
David Beckham effect. Remember, he got all that hate for kissing his daughter.
Oh, aye.
Right, like that hate. Like I seen that, and I've got pictures of me and Isla, like, and she's come up doing my kiss, and I've no posted it because I'm like,
you can't. Or I've heard somebody like. Feeding, there was this girl and she's got quite a few followers on her page, and she was sitting eating a banana. Her daughter was sitting eating a banana, and she was like, I took some cute pictures. She went, but I can't post that
because people think. Well, it was the same as me.
But see the hateful comments. No response is a response.
Yeah.
So I just fucking ignore them.
No, because I think it'd be hard. I think I'd struggle if somebody said something about our Waynes. Because something basically happened to be the full Let's Have It team before our podcast came out about the Waynes, and I was ready to go tonto. Because it was affected our kids' episode. But I think it's good that you're saying that, not to react. Because
let those motherfuckers.
Because everything you do put on your kids, it's a shame thing. Like we were talking to somebody, and then who was I was talking to? It was something to do with her friend's family thing, something like that. And my youngest, the daughter, she's one, jumps in my bath. Generally jumps in it, gets in it all the time.
I know.
It's a weird thing. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all the time. And then somebody's like, what do you mean she jumps in your bath? And I'm like, she comes in my bath.
Can't say anything these days.
And you're like, and they're
that's
looking at me.
That's not a you problem, that's a them problem.
And I'm going, my daughter jumps in my bath. Are you naked? No, I'm in my bath with a fucking swimsuit on. Obviously I'm naked. But she's your daughter. And I'm like, she's my daughter, and I think that's a world we're living in.
You need to watch. Like somebody put a video on the other day, and it was a wee boy that was getting battered or something, and the girl that was taking the video, that took the video, like drove up, and she was like, I didn't know whether I could even offer if you could come in my car or not.
Yeah, because you're scared to do anything nowadays.
In case they then say, do you know what I mean?
Because one of the videos I seen of yours, you were wearing a bikini in your house.
Oh,
and somebody was being sexualised in front of kids and all that, and you're going,
I'm like, I just get my boobs done, so it was like a support.
My partner, she got
it wasn't even a bra, it was an ugly
sports.
See if I wanted to flaunt it, I would be on there I wouldn't be on there with a fucking support bra.
But you see it like you're going, and I'm not going to lie.
Like that, it's my TikTok, it's my body. It's not my fault.
And I think, and plus, like, that's like, should be normal.
Normalised, it's skin.
Especially with your kids, I think it's a normal thing. Like you share a house with your kids.
They used to suck milk.
I know.
You get what I mean? Like, but these people see you've got kids in the house and you're walking about, and I'm like,
it's not got somebody else's Wednesday.
It's not somebody else's
Wednesday. I hate that. I remember Rowan had a sleepover, and I was like, fuck, I'm going to sleep in boxers and fucking get up with t-shirts and trousers on in the middle of the night to the toilet. I'm like, this is pish. He's not staying here again.
Because that's what it's like. Because we've generally had the whole point where, like, I sleep naked, you've spoken about it, you sleep naked. And, like, you're in your own house. Like, your kids not going to turn around and go, like, oh, that's just pure weird. It's the people outside,
people think that's weird. They're the people that
I don't know why. Like, my kids, my mum and stuff, like, I'm kind of just comfortable in my own skin, and essentially, we've all got skin, we've all got bodies. Like, it's just body parts.
Aye.
So I'll just strip off and get changed. And because I do it all the time, like Craig and my mum will just go, she's
My
fucking
wife's
just
the
walking
worst
about
for it,
as
man.
if...
Everybody's
I've
seen
seen
my
it.
wife
I
naked.
just strip. If I need to get changed there and then I'll do it.
The night before
like,
our wedding, my wife was walking down. So we had two cabins at Lochside, and she walked down. I think she thought that the thing in front of her was a mirror. She's walking out butt naked, and they're walking across and going, "That's Catherine butt naked." And she's
Oh
like,
I've seen her that many times. I'm like, that's Kath. Because Martin went, who's that? And I went, that's Catherine naked. I know what she looks like. That's
It happened
Catherine.
to me the other week when we were on holiday. Me and Zach were in the room. Zach wasn't well. Wayne is all. I don't know if you've got one that's always no well. My youngest always no well. So we were in, and the guy, like the door made like a bird noise. So I was lying in the bed and I was like, "What's that noise?" And Zach went, "I know what it is." And I had went into the toilet, did what I had to do in the toilet. I was naked, full on. You've just been out in the sun all day, best feeling, take your bikini off and you lie bollock. So I walked out the toilet and there was a wee guy standing with the towels. I was like,
No, I've done that scene. We went to a
Honestly.
honeymoon. We went to Mexico, the Moon Palace. 5-star resorts, you've got jacuzzi in your room and everything.
amazing.
And it was like for a honeymoon, so you've got your honeymoon bands, but they come to your room where you're like champagne and everything and all
Oh
that.
my
I'm in the jacuzzi butt naked. The wee guy comes in with the bloody chocolate and champagne.
coming in.
There you go, Mr. Adam. And I'm like,
Oh my
oh,
God.
thank you. Have a nice day, Mr. and Mrs. Adam. And I'm like,
Oh my
oh
God.
my, I'm sitting here, but I'm actually wee.
probably used to it.
I'm like, just fucking took
See,
it out
to
of the
be
door.
honest, it's skin.
It's just
It
flesh,
is.
We've all
innit?
got bodies.
Oh.
If somebody else is offended, then that's
It's the same with like the gym. You know what I mean? We go to the gym and you get people.
Me and
that
you
are
go in the
scared.
shower, like-
people are scared. Together, obviously.
Together, obviously, we
but
convince
people
our
are,
partners that.
people are pure scared today. Like if you, I remember
I'm
people,
no fear, right?
people asking me, going, "Lad, do you shower in the gym?" And I'm going, "Aye." I was like, "When do you like?" "Oh, wait, I need to wait till I get home." I'm going, "Fucking why there's a shower there?"
I saw your one about shitting. Somebody was saying about not shitting in a toilet or something. Why?
Right, so I can date,
that.
see like in here not, I can
I
date
get-
toilet.
I think I
but
used
see
to
in
do
my
that.
office,
That's all,
not see
man.
from a small office, I feel awkward there. It's because I'm generally
can
quite
hear it
reason
and all
because I've
that.
got crookie messaged me moaning and going, you're nearly done because I'm trying to come in. See, when I was in the hospital for my first transplant, used to be 4 in the room, and I done the toilet and there was a tiny wee skid mark on it, and a guy across from me, and that's the swear in my Wayne's life started moaning going, fucking disgusting, you need to clean it up and everything, right?
In the house.
And then I said to the nurse, I went, I do apologise, can I get something to clean the toilet? And she went and looked at it and went, she started shouting at the old guy, going, are you being serious? There's fuck all there, it's a tiny bit.
I've blocked
But see, ever
toilets,
since
man.
that,
Public toilets are terrible.
even when I had the transplant at that point, I would go the way down, because it was in the Western, on the 7th floor, go the way down to where the canteen was and use the toilet canteen.
Really?
Because of that guy made me that. And I was
And
18
it's
at the time,
probably
like, I
a
was a
wee
young
thing
boy.
that you've
It was a
got.
wee tiny thing, so in my head it's like that. So
I think when I was younger, I was to see now. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I'll
Open,
shit
aye,
when I'm at shit.
Aye, I think some people like
Sit in the
that,
woods,
but
they
just
bother.
because of that. So when I was an accountant, we had a tiny wee office, and I'm like,
Aye, it
and
was
I worked
pure
at
sweating,
I worked
wasn't
at the
it?
tax
I'm
department.
pure
It's
proud
right
if I
there.
stink around it.
no.
Yes.
See, Craig, but we've got in sobriety, we've managed to get like quite a nice house. We live in a nice house, and there's 3 toilets. He goes away up to the furthest toilet and see when he comes out. I'm like, see if there's a mark
Aye.
in there with your arse. You're fucking.
We had
you're out.
what was that in? I was went to see Stuart Mitchell, the comedian, and he spoke about that. Like, I've got a downstairs toilet, upstairs toilet, but I know like shit in the downstairs toilet, and that's a thing
But
everywhere.
do you use? Is this a guy thing? Quickly, he sits in that toilet for an hour at a time, about 8 times a day.
I do.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing up there?
I'm
I do,
no big for
Do
that.
you?
I
But I
do.
do feel awkward
I'm
when I
about
go to
half
the
an
toilet.
hour.
See, when you forget your phone, you're like, oh fuck.
I would do.
I do generally do it, and then I've got like, Arabella comes in and she'll sit with me and she'll sit in my
Aye,
knee,
Wayne's coming
and
in.
I'm like, right, cool,
Aye.
watching my phone and that, but it's normal. But we'll probably have to get you on again because this.
I know,
we've
it's
not
just
even
fucking
touched.
thing to do.
We'll definitely get Craig on.
Definitely.
We'll
He's home in
we'll
a
bring us
couple of
both on
weeks.
together.
Right,
Maybe
you'll
we
both on together and you
Definitely.
can both speak about it, because I think it's nice to hear for a couple going through it.
I think it would be quite interesting to see
different.
the
'cause
two
both-
of us.
yeah,
aye.
how you are together, because
Yeah.
it's obviously a big
They'll
thing.
come on and they'll fucking kick off.
Aye, okay.
I love him. He's funny. He is. He's just like you. He's just a good, nice,
Just
down to earth
just
guy.
not, we're fucking normal.
I'm not
Can't
what to
forget
talk
that.
to, but I'm ignorant when I text. That's how I don't text. I'm quite ignorant, mate. So thank you very much for coming
Thank
on, and
you
we
for
will
asking
100% get you back on again.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So thank you very much for joining. You have a good day. Bye.
Peace out.